Hello everyone, I am Srishti and today I'm going to speak about how to handle kids when they're not listening to you. Interesting, right? Happens many a times. So, having 7.5 years of experience and getting the opportunity to teach more than 70 kids in this time period, one to one or in group classes, mostly one to one, I would consider, of age groups like around 4 year to around 17 year, I have been lucky enough to get to observe how they react and behave with different situations and different reactions that we portray towards them. Okay, so I have found that it's very easy for like parents, like there was a time when kids were even beaten at the school, right? But then it got like banned, and if somebody does that, then they go to the jail, right? So good for the students, good for the kids. But the thing is that like when you find somebody is not listening to you, your child is not listening to you, you are a like parent, you it's very easy to make them listen by just scolding them or maybe slapping them or hitting them. But let me tell you, like, since I have been a very friendly teacher with all my kids and I consider all of them to be my kids, so they get to share like what they feel when they get scolded. Okay, so talking about taking some examples, I would be explaining like what can happen if you choose to like make your child listen to something when they are not listening to you by scolding them or beating them or being very strict with them. Strictness is necessary, but it can be in a different way as well. Discipline is necessary, but it can be in a different way as well. So let's understand. So I had a student who is 7 years old now. Now, a few days ago, she told me like her mother is a little like angry natured when she doesn't listen. Okay, in front of me only she was about to beat, and like the way the intensity with which she was coming, no, it was like she was going to hit some Ravana maybe, and she is like a fierce goddess. She was appearing like that, like I only got scared. Imagine. So what I felt like, she said to the child that if you don't listen to me, then I would be like slapping you and like hitting you like that. So she was like, when she sat with me, I told, do this, or otherwise mother will do this. Then she said like, let me just do this little slowly because today I am not in a mood of doing it like that. I said, then mother will beat you. What will happen? She said, oh, I'm so used to the regular beatings and the scoldings. It doesn't affect me much. It doesn't. So a 7-year-old is saying that. Listen, just think. Like, we used to hear that if you keep on scolding and all, this behavior starts from like around 12, 13, maybe, when they get used to and then start saying like that, and they have a different hormonal change in the body and they become adamant. But 7-year-old girl saying, and it's not a boy also, the boys have a tendency to fight and all, doesn't matter, I'll get the fight and all. But this is a little girl, soft. Girls are very soft, right? And that too small, she is saying like that. So I was like, okay, so this is one of the things which I observed. Second is, there is a boy who is like 8 year old, and he would be just always like repeating stuff which I didn't understand initially that he was repeating. I was thinking, why does he speak like that? Like, if you do this, I will hit you, and like you are a bad girl, and this. And like, why is he's saying like that? Then one day I found, 1 or 2 days, that the mother came and was using the same lines so towards the child. I was like, okay, these things only the child is receiving. In a small age, no, we are a very receptive mode. Whatever we listen, we hear, we just become like that. So it's very important what vocabulary and what tone and what way we are using. The child will become like that, will become your like image or impression, or you can say will mirror you all the time. So it's very necessary for you to decide what you want to do and what you want your child to become, right? So second point, second example was this. Let's just discuss the examples accordingly. Like, I don't need to talk that you need to be like this, like this, like this. You yourself will understand what is necessary. Today I'll not tell the points, I'll not jot down the points, but I'll tell about the experiences that I had, and accordingly you can understand what's important, what's not, right? So second experience was like that. Third one was with, I'll just share with a elderly one, who I was 16 years old. Okay, so he was like always very rude with the mother and very polite and feared the father. So with time, I came to know that the father never used to scold. Like if he scolds, he would be like very violent, and that can happen maybe very rarely, maybe once in a while, like very rarely. But if it happens, it's like that, and sometimes maybe he would not speak also, for dealing with the child, like not speak with the child. While the mother used to like always kancha, 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 do this, do that, like pata pata. So the child was used to that, and with time I came to understand that the child shared that mother always keeps on saying the same thing, like chatter chatter, and I am like used to that. Even if she keeps on saying, I am not interested to listen. So this is something which we saw similar to the 7-year-old, and this is the attitude. And he also speaks rudely. And when I got to know that when he was 5-year-old, he was being beaten and was being like the mother wanted to handle, and the child was extremely naughty, so was not able to handle the child softly. She was having her own issues. So at that time, like she used to beat maybe the child to make him listen, and those things stayed inside the child as a trauma, you can say, so much that every time like he found the mother to be rude towards him, he would remember or recall that. So that plays in his mind continuously. He needs a healing from that, right? So these things no will create blockages in a child, and you will find your child only who used to love you so much at a point of time when they were children became a different category or different type of a person altogether when they grew up and became their teens. Or maybe sometimes you find children just leaving their parents in the old age home. Might be these are the reasons behind, because I never get this idea of not caring. Or many people who have been like treated like that might also not have the idea, but there has to be something, some reason behind a child being indifferent towards the parent. It cannot be just a child is cruel. It is impossible. Like this child used to say, like the elder one, that when I grew up I would just get a job somewhere else, and I'll just go away from this country or away from this house and away from the parents. Why? Because he felt that he is not being understood by the parents. The parents are not taking care of him in a way he should be taken care of. Now, talking to another experience where the child is being spoken to in a very soft way. So there was a child where after the class we decided to have a dinner with the child, because the child wanted me to have a dinner. So I had the class before and got an invitation from their end that I would stay back and have the dinner with the child. So I decided to feed the child because she is very small. So then what happened, she got a habit of watching cartoons while she would like eat. But as you know, I have been speaking about the like food technique and of manifestation and law of attraction, the water technique. These things, whatever we see or watch, goes into our head so much while we are eating that it becomes like it manifests in our life. So she would be watching cartoons and she would be like thinking about the cartoons all the time, and that would also affect her digestion. Maybe she got gas problems is something which I heard. So this is the reason behind. Okay, a child, small child, a 4 5 year old child, or like around 4 year old child getting gas problems, this is the reason. So when I was sitting, she took out the like tab and was just opening. I was not sure why she is doing that. Then I found her watching. I said no, no cartoons during food. So she was like, I would not eat then. I said like, no, this is not good for you. And then somebody who was there to take care of her also repeated the same thing, that see, your teacher is saying the right thing. You should not be watching anything. This is actually good for you. So two people saying something with care. She again looked at the like tab and was going to it. I said, I'll just keep it back, okay, you'll not watch. She said, no, I'm gonna switch it off. She herself went and switched it off and put it aside and kept on eating, looking towards me, towards the caretaker, just concentrating on the food. Understood? Now what happens when we take care, we help the plants to bloom and grow. When we don't, we might find it easy, it might just work out, but will create blockages which will gradually take you away from the child. This is called karma. Take care of your child, take care of all the relations in your life in the most beautiful way. Thank you.